Hi everybody, good day to you. Good morning, good evening. Hope your day is going wonderful. Thank you for coming to follow the path to heaven that we are discovering each day. And by the end of the year, I guarantee you, the best I can, that we will be the residents of heaven 100%. And that means that our mind will be completely encompassed by heaven, and our heart will be completely encompassed by heavenly feelings. The desire to love and share happiness only. And being one with God is a very good position because we understand people intuitively. We've had those moments, as we spoke about in the videos before, when we come up to a person, we just feel we're inside them. We feel that we understand and that we feel their hurt, and it just makes both people smile right away. You don't have to say anything. So that is the goal this year. I wonder what the goal next year is for 2020. Visions. 2020. That's a common phrase. 2020 vision. It means that a person has perfect eyesight. But maybe we can assign 2020 the year of visions, a different kind of eyesight. It's a spiritual eyesight. That's it. And yeah, 2020 vision. The phrase has already been prepared for everyone. Everyone knows that phrase. 2020 vision. What is the 2020 vision? So the 2020 vision would probably could best be understood. What is the 2020 vision? By understanding what is happening before 2020, leading up to 2020. What is the preparations being made in, say, 2019? That would be what we're doing now. So I hope you're having a great day. I know there are a lot of people that cannot watch this video who are suffering, and they may even have cell phones. A lot my friends in very poor areas, like in the Philippines and especially in Africa also, where it's even more poor, have cell phones, but they can't always have a video, of course, because it's like Facebook has a free edition. If you have a cell phone with network, then you can chat with people anywhere in the world without paying for data. At least that's the in the Philippines, that's how it was when I was there. And then if a person wants to see a video or something, they'll go to the corner house or whatever, where people sell. It's like convenience stores, but it's a house. All over the Philippines they have that. And then and they make a hole in one wall and put screen over it, and so you can see all their items. They sell whatever, cigarettes, candy, fruit, vegetables, stuff like that. Just whatever they can fit right there or afford to put there. And they'll upload, and they'll add, and then that's right. That's who you give the money to. And then once they punch in the proper codes, etc., then you can click on this and that, and your phone will have data. They just put it in by like 50 cents or $1 worth at a time, and then they have data for a day, or as long as it'll last a couple days maybe, or longer. Of course, if someone has more money, of course you can put it on for a year if you want. Just add more money. So yeah. So the people that are suffering and cannot watch the video because they don't have data, it's not the choice of people that are in suffering to save the world, because they have been their capability to even save themselves has been removed, much less save someone else. So that's why we're here. We're here because we love God's children, and we're going to save those who are suffering the most first, and then, before we spend our money on things that are totally unrelated to helping people, okay, on the most basic level. It's just a lot of this knowledge came by me believing stuff that I saw on YouTube. And I still believe it, that there are untold stories about history and untold people that are operating, as I mentioned in the video before. I think there's 28 levels of, there's like like a 5-foot page, and the people we know, the top politicians and the leaders and the kings, they're like at the bottom of the last page. They're on the, they're like within a few inches of the floor. And then there's so many people above them that cause them to do what they do. But since the money, the person, since the man of world holding trust, the leadership of that organization changed to a good person, then all the worlds, and they are on top. They're in the #1 position. The person that used to lead it used to be evil and have a harvesting program, it's called, and just wanting to steal all the people's life force on the earth and all the resources from earth, etc. Anyway, so now that has changed, then that person is in a position to make it happen. Amazing story. It will be told someday, for all people to understand. So, yeah, here we are in video 36, and today is heaven at 10%. Yeah, because it's July 10th, Wednesday, July 10th. Yeah, so heaven at 10%, so 1/10. We are 9 steps, 10% steps. We are 10% of the way. Only 9 more steps. If 10% is 1 step, there's only 9 more steps to being in heaven. That's pretty close. So, this is important. So what's today? Today is the day of, I was talking to, what is the special topic that we need to cover today? What happened since I made the last video, which was last night, which all I did was pretty much sleep since then. Then there's a new gift, though, because the new day, what did Reverend Moon say? The new day brings, the morning is the new day. The night belongs to the day before, apparently. That's one way of looking at it. And that's what I've heard and believed from Reverend Moon. As you can see, I love Reverend Moon, and I like to, I remember when I first discovered the divine principle, and then even before I knew of, before I heard of Reverend Moon, which happened at the last day of the first week's workshop. When I stayed for the whole week, they have a weekend workshop, and a lot of people, they get very excited, and they say, can you stay for the week? And that's the big question. And then they say, oh my God, I've got my job, I've got my this, that, I have to go home. And then some people stay, and that's why a lot of travelers became church members, because they had no strings. They were already on vacation, and so it was a very common occurrence for someone to come to the evening meeting with a backpack. And since the witnessing of the Oakland family happened pretty much on the University of California campus in Berkeley, and of course in Oakland, the Oakland Center is not far, it's right there at Shattuck, near Shattuck and Shattuck and Ashby. Yeah, kind of near there. That's a hop, skip, and a jump. They call it the Oakland Center. Isn't that Berkeley? Well, anyway, 2702. I forget there's a song about that house. Or at least the address is in a song, written, of course, by one of the members. Anyway, so I think, yeah, probably the majority of the Oakland family came from the University of California campus. So they were, or that's right, from tourists. Yeah, from people on vacation, walking in front of the campus or around the campus, or, you know, because Berkeley is a very interesting town. There's a lot of culturally different things going on in Berkeley, and at least there were at that time. So yeah, so yeah. So our quest is very important, and we keep it in our heart, and we are the. What is the greatest feature of our our traveling? Okay, the light's coming from here. You know, if I put this over here, I don't have a sideways adjustment for the camera. I can't go this way and this way without upsetting its mount, its hanger. It hangs on top of the screen. But I would like the light to be right in the middle. Oh gee, that looks bright. Oh, I could put more filter. Ooh, I could put more filter on the light. Anyway, I'll do that maybe. Not right now. Get back to normal here. That's good enough for video. I mean, that's perfect for video. 39. Yes, on the 10th of July, 2019. So, what we're doing is very important, and keeping, and okay, yeah, the reason we're doing this, the most important and central purpose of making these videos, as we, you know, continually remind ourselves. That's one thing about having grown up in a world that was not heaven. The heaven was here, but people were not participating in it. Is that when our mind was not thinking of it. We were focused on, you know, when we're a baby, we focus on our mother and receiving our food and our comfort and love from our parents. And then we go to school. So I guess that's where the first wrong move is, having to go to school and go away from our family, as if our family is not the source of our. It's like Reverend Moon calls the family the University of Love. So we are born attending the University of Love, and we don't need another school, especially one that is regimented and treats people as a military style. When I was thinking day before yesterday, I think it was, boot camp is perfect to make people believe that their soul dyers, as Thomas Williams put it, soldiers is like soul dyers. In other words, soul killers. That soldiers are trained to, you know, they're screamed at, and they have absolutely zero choice of what to do at any particular time. That anything that comes from their heart is wrong, is counterproductive to and of course it is. The devil does not want, he wants to make good murderers out of God's children so that we can assault the earth. There is not any threats. Thomas Williams points this out very clearly, and it's more clear than anything. In talking about the words, the you know, and we know from the history is out, as people say, yeah, the conspiracy theory is not theory anymore. All the facts are out. There's more than enough facts to prove all these supposed conspiracy theories. So it doesn't matter if anyone believes or disbelieves that. If all we have to do is believe in heaven, and that God, God comes from love, and true love and God and family and heaven our lineage, then that's all the truth we need. None of the other things, no other information is needed. We are born to fulfill our dreams and make our parents happy, number one, and live, be supported, receive love. That's the first thing, really. And then follow our dreams. Do what we wish to do. Desire fulfilled is the tree of life. So what's the tree of life? The tree of life is the tree of perfection. It's the tree owes Adam at perfection. That's what the divine principle says the tree of life is. And the tree of the knowledge of good and evil is it's a tree representing that man has a choice. That man must fulfill his free will to come into heaven and to establish heaven at that point in the beginning. So this is the Garden of Eden that we are in. These are videos. Maybe I'll change the name. We are in the Garden of Eden because it is through our free will. Although the Garden of Eden is the place where mankind is perfected. So the rebirth of mankind is the Garden of Eden. Reverend Moon already went through all that. Okay, that is the true Garden of Eden. Now, the Garden of Eden, we are entering the Garden of Eden now. The Garden of Eden, we may as well call it that because it's a vision of heaven and mankind at perfection in oneness with God. So we may as well use that phrase and consider ourselves the residents of the Garden of Eden. G-O-E. G-O-E. It's like G-O-D, but it's the next thing after God is the Garden of Eden, G-O-E. And then after that will be G-O-F. Whatever that means, we'll find out. Foundation, anyway, whatever. So we are entering the Garden of Eden. What is the Garden of Eden? Actually, Jehovah's Witnesses, where are we at? 17, 32, 33, 34. That's where we looked yesterday, 1734. I looked down and it was like 3 seconds early. So today we're 3 seconds ahead of schedule. Reverend Moon used to say, he said, if you know you're on schedule, if you hit at the exact right second, he said that's when you know God is involved. when you arrive exactly at the same second. So, but we didn't have to wait long. 3 seconds is not long. Yeah. So, good news. More good news coming. We are the residents of the Garden of Eden. So we are establishing, we are furthering, we are settling. That's it. We are settling the Garden of Eden. And how do we do that? First we enter the garden and we become actually we just receive the love that was created for us. And that is the difference. When we have received the love that is created for us, then we start growing. Our growth begins by receiving love. And as we receive love, even if it's sparse and infrequent, then we grow at those moments and continuing for as long as we are able. And then we wait for the next time to receive more love. But in the Garden of Eden, since the true family has been fulfilled by Reverend Moon in some way, even though his youngest son, who was appointed, who was to be his heir to the kingship of, I don't know how that works. Okay, there's a Messiah. Jesus was the Messiah. This is all divine principle, folks. And the people that are tuned in at this point either already know it or are willing to believe it. I hope you are. I love you. Please listen, if you wish, of course. I don't want anybody to listen if they're not, and I'm sure they won't be by this time. unless you just happen to click on this, and this is the first video you happen to see, but you're already 20 minutes in. That's pretty good. And if you happen to click on this just without the first video and just happen to click on 20 minutes into the video, that's awesome. Welcome. Amazing. We're talking about you. Your ears must have been tingling. Yeah. So, we're in the Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden is a place where everyone wants to be, that's all. It's a place where we wish to be loved. Before anything else in the world, that would be the contrary realm. I guess the most important, the main dividing point between any contrary realm. Does that? Can you see that? Yeah. When I hit it a little bit, you really don't bear any notice at all, because it's dark behind me. The lady next door, in the trailer, there's a couple that lives in the trailer. This is a motorhome. We're both behind a home. And the lady that lives over there mentioned she lived here when I was in the Philippines for a couple of months. She lived in this place, and then when I came back, I was going to live in my tool room. And Bob said, "Oh no," or anyway, one thing led to another. I was able to move back into the trailer, and I was so happy because I thought, "Oh geez, I have to find another home now somehow." Or I knew Bob wanted me to come back. Bob and Doris are the nicest people in the world, by the way. So I met him on Craigslist. I was running ads since 2013 when I came to LA from the desert where I raised my family. I came to LA to work here, and I was in Las Vegas part-time working there. That's another story I'll have to tell you about. Anyway, so I came to LA in 2013, I believe, and I did a job before I actually lived here. And while I was doing a job, they allowed me to stay, to live there at the clubhouse. Don't tell anybody. At the Casa de Monterey in South Pasadena. So I remodeled the clubhouse and was able to sleep there, I think. Yeah. Oh, and then I did some work for a family there. I won't talk about all the names, but anyway, and they let me live in their place while I was working at their place. So that was 2 jobs. Or actually, it was the other way around. I did that first, and then the HOA president heard about that, and then we decided, oh yeah, let's upgrade the clubhouse. I know it's just a small little building. And so we did about a month's work on that, I think, and then I was able to move into the church, to a church property, Unification Church property, and so I lived there for 3 years. I lived on that property and traded my rent. Yeah, and traded work for rent. I would go to the headquarters and work on the house, the headquarters building, and yeah, so that's what I did, and that's what started my living in trade for work. And it really, and I've been doing it ever since. I've been very lucky. I mean, it's a dream come true to be able to, in the society where people have to work and pay rent. Rent is probably the largest single expense that poor people have. People that don't have, savings accounts and, houses and all those things. Most people, I would say, don't have any of that stuff. But that's good. If you have a house, that's fine. If you have 100, if you have $1 billion, that's wonderful. And I hope, and I know you will be happy one way or another, eventually, soon, very soon. There's nothing wrong with being a billionaire. We all have the same God, and we all God wants us to love each other. That's all. And yeah. We're not a murdering banking globalist banker. We're not murdering globalist bankers. That's number one. I don't think any of them are watching this video. And it's just, and those people are also God's children. As Reverend Moon pointed out, all people born are God's children, and we must love them with our life, and it makes our life much easier. That's how we set an example. Because we can't hate some people as God's children. We can't hate some of God's children and then be a member of heaven. It doesn't work that way. So we have to, so that's why we talked about fear. false evidence appearing real. Yeah, so since we don't fear for our lives anymore, then we are free to love everyone. Yeah, if someone wants to kill us, go ahead and let them. It's okay. Reverend Moon said, do not defend ourselves. That's what he said. He said, do not defend ourselves. So that kind of takes away the whole idea of the Defense Department. You know, if a country stops their military and uses all that money to feed people of the world, I wonder how. I mean, you know. Anyway, I won't go into it. It's a long story. It's very simple. You know what we've been led to believe. And yeah, so we're here to find out what is the Garden of Eden. So you know what? This is great. Video 40, which is tomorrow. And unless we need to go ahead, but I think, because yesterday we gained a day. We got 2 videos in one day. So today is video 39, and I think video 40 will be called the Garden of Eden. What percentage, or how do we explain where we're at in the Garden of Eden? Entering the Garden of Eden. Settling. That's right. Settling the Garden of Eden. We're like explorers. We're like the famous explorers who explored the world and settled, and then good people came and brought their religion and made the world a peaceful place. That story. Anyway, why did I go into that? So now we have the Garden of Eden in our hands. Look at my hands. The hands can tell about a person. How do I... Oops, wrong hand. This is not a mirror. That's why they call it mirroring, right? There's a little paint right there. I'm painting a room. I did the trim yesterday. White semi-gloss. Actually, it's not semi-gloss. It's a little bit, it's almost like satin. Not to be confused. Anyway, yes. So, that's my hands. My nails. Anyway, I bite my nails, but... yeah, so we are the explorers, we are the settlers of the Garden of Eden. So let us, God is welcoming us very happily into the Garden of Eden. God has made every preparation for all mankind to enter the Garden of Eden that love can create. And that's amazing. So here, I guess, got a mouse. My God, can you see that? Oh, no, you can't see the mouse. Unless there was a cursor floating through the air, you couldn't see it. Okay, so what we are focusing on is only the things that are pertinent, that are only the things that God has put there for us to receive. So that's video 39. We're getting maybe now. Yeah, this is a good point. I think we've gotten we've gotten to the next level here. We've discovered that the next level is the Garden of Eden. And what I call it, well, I'll decide, and you'll see in the title before you even watch the video, exactly which words I choose from our video here to name the step that we just accomplished, the 39th. Video 39, Heaven at Level 9. No, not video 39. It's not video 39. It's video 36. Sorry, video 36, Heaven at 9%. And so the Garden of Eden, is the place of God's design. And all that we receive when we are focused on the Garden of Eden is what God prepared for us to receive. So that is why when we come from a world of supposedly knowing everything about everything, oh, that desk moves, excuse me, knowing everything about everything as far as the purpose of history and at least one version, then we need an open door. When we walk through into the light, that's it. When we walk into the light, we experience openness, and we can turn around and around in the light and walk in any direction we wish and discover about the world that we are entering. Yes. So there's a feeling, this step, the 36 video here, Heaven at 9%, this step is also about experiencing an openness, a lack, it's kind of, there's very few things here in front of us. I guess that's why a lot of times when people go to the spirit world and they see darkness, they start out in darkness for, they can't say how long, because there's no time in the spirit world. It's kind of like, I guess it would have to be related to the people on Earth, the experience of the people on Earth, so the people on Earth could be talking to, if they could communicate with the people on Earth, which I've heard that some people can. Once they go to that world, they can come back and communicate with people here. And according to Reverend Moon, I believe, in the principle of creation, we're created to be able to do that at any time. That we have, we can see into the spirit world, and we can see into the physical world. Oh my goodness. Are we going to be able to do that by the end of this year? I think so. Wow, that's pretty amazing. Yeah, that's huge. That's really wonderful. Okay, folks, we are on a serious journey here. A serious journey to a destination of our dreams, and of more goodness and more love and happiness than we've ever experienced, by a long shot. I'm speaking for myself. Hopefully you've experienced much more already. And so if we can see if heaven is being granted in full, as we are fully expecting it to be, then any one of us, by the end of this year, 2019, and it's July 9th today, so we have, whatever it is, 171 more days, roughly, we'll be able to look around in the spirit world, see what we see, travel, be the spiritual, be the, what was the name of the book? Traveler in the spirit realms? It wasn't traveler, it was another word. Wanderer. We won't be wandering. We might be wondering what's out there. Wander in the spirit realms. So we can experience that on our own. Wow. Okay, there's an infinite amount of wonderful content here, in front of us. Yeah, we stepped into the light, and it's a world that has not been explained. So we are explaining this is the final frontier. I guess that's what people are looking for. That's why Star Trek was so popular, because it's the idea that go where no man has gone before. Oh my God. Star Trek is what we're on. But it's stars. It's called Heaven Trek. And Star Trek didn't know. Although they probably had an episode kind of similar to what we're doing here. They had a lot of episodes, and I'm sure I didn't see them all. I probably saw most of them, though. Because that should be... You know what? Those shows are incredibly awesome. They should be on the internet. They should be on YouTube. The people that own them are keeping them secret. They don't want people thinking that much. Yeah, the people that have been controlling the music and the movies and stuff are... Anyway, let's pray for them, okay? So, that's such good news. Oh my God. Okay, we'll see what I make the title. We'll see what we make it. I'll let you go. You got things to do. 3454. Let's let's have a beautiful day. If you're just going before bed, and have a beautiful sleep and special dreams, and enter that world and remember some of it for us. And comment. Ooh, this is the first time I've ever considered that people can comment. Yeah, I allowed comments. Yeah, there could be a lot of things down below in the comments, in the description. I mean, not in the description. There is no description. Yeah, there is. Each video has a short description, some longer than others, and then I translate it into Filipino. Yeah, because there's no translator for Bisaya, which some of my friends speak Bisaya also, which is very important. But also, most people in the Philippines understand at least, 60 or 70 or more % of Filipino also. And there are 2 other languages I heard also. So, and many, many dialects after that. So, yeah, but I guess there's 4 main languages. And 2 very main languages. I don't know what the percentage is. So, yeah, there is a description, usually. And it can be sometimes short, but I think I've not before video 25. I think video 24 roughly, and before that don't have a translated description yet, but I will translate that, and then hopefully people will translate the video and put captions, and they'll have it in every language. Hopefully, if everyone on earth needs heaven, then hopefully this will blossom into many, 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 many people making videos and searching about heaven and discovering heaven. The experience, it will be like a family heirloom, for sure. Would we? Yeah. All the future generations will find out, well, if there was a world of a contrary reality, when did we receive the true reality? They'll want to see this. Yeah, and how it happened, and what people were like, or what it felt like, or they won't, because they will have no grasp on what's happening in the world today, and no, it will make no sense at all unless they see it. And even then, of course, it will. Anyway, so yeah, thank you so much. Have just a absolutely perfect, wonderful, and special day. I'm going to go off and do my work here at the house here, fix up the bedroom downstairs for their daughter coming home. And yeah, see you tomorrow. See you in the next video, and that'll be video 37. Heaven at 9. Oh, it's at 10%. All those things I said 9%, it's 10%, and tomorrow will be 11%. Okay, but I think I'll interject the idea of the Garden of Eden. Yeah. All right. Have a wonderful day. Take care.